going to see, somewhere between a 33% and a 66% reduction in the number of people needed to do security. So I think, video, sensors, and a number of other things are going to take up that slack, as well as robots and drones. So I think all in all, and you'll get a better product that'll cost less to the people having to buy it.
I think the real game changer here is when all these investments in manual labor that we have in the security industry. I mean, look at the guard companies. They have 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 guards, each of them. I think that will all of a sudden, potentially in 5 or 10 years, start shifting pretty quickly to really good integrated systems that are more accurate than having people monitoring those sites, and also being smarter about deterrence things such as IP-based audio to scare people off facilities, or recording and remote guarding, that you don't have to send guards all over the place.
In the security industry, the large portion of the human workforce is really in manned guarding. So if you really break it down, that's where the largest portion of the people exist in the security industry, physical security, right? And so I naturally think that there will be less, but I also don't believe it'll completely go away. Like I don't know that the robots are going to take over the world and there won't be any human interaction. I don't believe that, right? Do I believe in automation, and do I believe in artificial intelligence and things like that will help? Absolutely.
It might be diminished in some areas. Your guard force management probably will be reduced to a more efficient and more productive group of individuals who are definitely much more capable to deal with a variety of different situations. That situational awareness will be much higher based upon the knowledge and information they're gathering immediately, and be able to react appropriately.
At the end of the day, AI is all it is it's math, and it's machines calculating the math. It's ones and zeros. It's on or off. And somebody needs to program the logic, the tree decision making, all this stuff in order to get the desired output that they're looking for. So from that standpoint, I think because as humans, we have intuition, we have a lot of things that play really well into identifying certain things. So from that aspect, we're still very valuable in this aspect. And that's why I think instead of AI and robots replacing people, it's more about people utilizing these tools that are going to replace people that don't utilize these tools in the new workforce, in that new evolving market where a lot of roles and responsibilities are going to change because of technology.
There's one thing we know, and there's plenty of studies to back it up. People watching video screens have about 15 minutes before their attention span is shot. And so a lot of those traditional techniques, if they're not augmented by analytics of one sort or another, just aren't effective, whereas AI never gets tired.
For example, if somebody's, you get an alert that says there's something wrong in the parking lot, right? And you're able to tell the robot, go check it out. And the robot can check out 98% of the parking lot problems and report back. I mean, you're going to save a huge amount of manpower. And similarly with a drone. And the military is already working with some very, very, very small drones. So I would expect that's technology that will be coming down to the security world not too far, where you could, if you think about in a mall, right? You got a mall that is, 32 acres, and then you've got an incident, being able to redeploy the video cameras to that incident using drone-based cameras, as opposed to the fact that your mobile cameras are all in the wrong place at that moment, could be a big deal. So the flexibility, I think, is going to really change for the chief security officer. He's getting a lot more options.
I don't see security staffs getting smaller. I think with every new threat that emerges on today's landscape, it requires a new way of thinking and a real person with real hands and real eyeballs and a real brain to go out and analyze the data and implement some sort of mitigation measure, some sort of a solution. So technology is great, but it's really just one tool in the toolbox. At the end of the day, it's still going to require personnel and leadership. It turns into data exfiltration. It turns into the insider threat. It turns into third-party risk management and removing, ensuring that we don't have Chinese manufactured goods in our cybersecurity supply chain. So it's just as the risks evolve, people and skill sets will evolve as well.
Predictor of that is if you look at what the US military is doing, right? The size of the military is still big. And so maybe back to your point and asking about what'll happen to the workforce, you know, and the size of the people in the security industry, you know, it may still be the same size as it is today, or maybe slightly smaller. But again, with the use of technology, it'll help support it. Just like in military, they're using unmanned vehicles, they're using drones, they're using, you know, remote surveillance, and, you know, remote technologies of tanks and all these other things, right? I absolutely see those types of things happening in our industry as well, to assist the humans with the security threats and challenges that we'll be facing in the future.